Hi dudes, I'm Brooke, and I have a mom. And yeah, I know, she's hot. Don't be weird about it, alright? Keep it cute. This apple stayed right up on that tree. And while my mom is a bad bitch, some people's moms are actually a bad person and a bitch. I've seen it too often on social media, girls talking about their mom, who it's clear legitimately just hates them, or alternatively, moms talking about their daughters and accidentally telling on themselves that they can't stand their own daughter. And it's like, you know you raised her, right? Like, you made her that way, and now you're just publicly shaming her for it. Not to mention the moms who show clear favoritism or a difference in treatment for their sons versus their daughters. And while, much like your mom, this topic is pretty heavy.
Your mama!
And in all seriousness, I know it can be triggering for some legitimately. So if you're new here, just know that I am not the type of YouTuber that's going to be like very serious and intense in my coverage of this. So hopefully I can break it down and talk about it in a way that's as jokey as possible. And if you don't like that, I can send my address to you and you can come over and beat my ass. I personally find it to be actually very healing to see someone make fun of something that's caused me trauma or tease something that's been like a point of strain in my life. So while I don't personally have these issues with my mom, I hope to give that to those of you that may. And I think it can be an interesting topic regardless. And with that little disclaimer disclaimed, let's actually get into it. There are quite a few reasons that a mother may hate her daughter or come off as though she does, and oftentimes more than one of those reasons is present at once. But before I get fully into this deep dive, let me take a quick second to tell you about today's sponsor, Kitsch. Today's video is sponsored by Kitsch. Dudes, as a licensed cosmetologist, I am very strict about anything that touches my hair or even comes near my hair. So when I saw the ingredients list for Kitsch's rice water and protein shampoo and conditioner bars, I was super impressed and excited to try them out. These bars are formulated with super high quality, hair-loving ingredients. The fact that they are bars and not in bottles as well is super awesome because it helps reduce single-use plastic, which is great for the environment. I've also been really loving the way that the shampoo and conditioner bars have been making my hair feel. It feels super strong and healthy and also super soft and shiny, if you can't tell. My hair does have a tendency to get really dry, so the moisturization from the rice water has been very nice. I do also have pretty fine hair naturally. Don't tell anybody, but I do have 2 tracks of extensions. So the biotin and rosemary in the formula are great for helping me with some volume. The shampoo and conditioner bars are also free from parabens, silicones, and sulfates, so you're getting just helpful ingredients without any of that filler that'll weigh your hair down. I also love this cute little shower caddy that I keep the bars in as well. The whole system's just very satisfying for my type A self. Dudes, with my discount, you can get these shampoo and conditioner bars for only $11 per bar, or the set for around $21. Kitsch also offers a subscription option for an even better discount, so you don't even have to stress about it. You can scan my QR code on screen or click the link in my description to get 25% off your order, which will auto-apply at checkout. Thank you so much to Kitsch for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys so much for checking out Kitsch. Now back to me. The first reason that a mom may come off as hating her daughter that I want to discuss is jealousy. It could be that the mom sees her younger self in her daughter and resents her daughter for being young when that time of her own life has passed. Not that this excuses any of that behavior, but our society is extremely cruel to older women. Men age and they're seen as silver foxes, whereas women age and we are the villain of every horror movie ever.
If you're really into horror films, you've probably come across the naked old lady trope, which I haven't thought about in a while, but I saw a tweet today that was basically like, directors trying to come up with a new scary film, and they're basically like, imagine a naked old lady. And it reminded me so much of how much horror films capitalize and exploit the aging female body. But I want to talk about why I think they do it. I truly believe when directors lean into the scary old naked lady trope, what they're really exploiting isn't the body itself, because otherwise they do it to men as well. They would treat men's bodies as grotesque spectacles as they age, but they don't do it to the same degree. Unlike men's bodies, women's bodies are not allowed to age. So we're supposed to be like sites of projection and fantasy. We need to embody youth and beauty and sexuality and femininity and maternity. And the second we age out of that like very short socially prescribed window, we're no longer treated or seen as like fully human subjects.
That being said, you can pry the taking of Deborah Logan from my cold dead fucking hands. My point is that aging as a woman is already extremely hard. I can only speak to what I know, and I'm only 29, I'll be 30 in February, and while of course I am still very young by most standards, I do already have some weird feelings at times about aging. Like on one hand, I've never felt more confident and more myself than I do at this age, and yet at the same time, I feel the creeping fear of like seeing crow's feet when I smile, or feeling my body experience a hangover differently than it used to, or noticing myself just age out of the primary demographic for most marketing when I still feel mentally 24. Aging is a beautiful thing and an absolute privilege, don't get me wrong, but it comes with some complex feelings, and that's okay and normal, and I could go on about that forever, but I'll get back to the point at hand. These complex and tough feelings about aging can easily breed jealousy and resentment when a woman has a daughter who is young. And while her daughter is growing into a beautiful and also perfectly societally acceptable young woman, she may also be approaching or even going through menopause, which just complicates things further. And I am not saying that that makes it excusable or okay to act on those feelings, but it can be an underlying cause to examine. Of course, I'm not a mental health professional, I'm just a commentary YouTuber, but I am always right, so take my opinion as fact anyway. There's even a TikTok trend where girls will say, "I feel really pretty today," in front of their moms to see how they'll react. And a lot of the moms are really sweet and will say things like, "Of course you are, you're always pretty." But then you'll get videos like this as well.
Hey everybody, here I am. I'm just like really pretty. I just feel really pretty today.
What? What?
What?
That's weird.
What?
That's really weird.
Why?
You said what?
I just feel really
What
pretty
are
today.
you?
Like, I think I look really good today.
What?
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 12.
Oh my gosh, I hope nobody sees this.
I just have to take my morning selfie.
I hope you're not really gonna put that up there. Seriously.
Why? I just think I look really pretty. What? You think I look ugly? What? I think I look
No.
pretty.
Sounds like you're really conceited.
It's a little bit, why is that bad? I think I look really good.
Humble.
No. Other people aren't humble.
So, you're not other people. You're representing our family.
Yeah,
Sound
and
like a
I'm
nut job.
pretty.
Like the mom being embarrassed that she would like publicly declare that she thinks that she's good looking is just crazy. And also the like, you're representing the family, like, and what am I doing wrong? Like she just said she looked pretty. Also like, no, like I'm just posting. That's a wild take, and it's not that deep. There's also the factor of the mom just no longer being the center of attention in general. I've seen a few videos where the mom just can't handle that the daughter is having a moment about herself. Like this gender reveal that I'm about to show you, for example. I'm going to show it in 1 second, but because it's kind of confusing and it goes really fast, let me just preface with what happens. So the pregnant woman and her husband trusted the pregnant woman's mom to know the gender and to give them both either pink or blue confetti poppers. But when they pop them, they pop both pink and blue. So since they're not having twins, they're confused. So they look to the mom, who has positioned herself up on a literal pedestal. And the mom, grandma to the baby, then pops a balloon to reveal the baby's actual gender. I explain it before I show it because when I first saw this video, I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening? I was so confused and I had to go to the comments to like have somebody explain it because I was just like, what is going on? Because it happened so fast. So here it is.
3, 2, 1.
And there's actually another angle of this where you can hear someone tell the mom to get out of the shot of the couple, and she goes, "No, I have to be in the shot. I have something going on."
I'll count down.
Oh, get out of the picture. No, I gotta get in there. I got something going on, Rosie.
What do you want to start at? 10?
Yeah.
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God!
I honestly don't fuck with gender reveals overall, but this pisses me off so bad because events like this are supposed to be about the parents of the kid that's about to be born, and she just like had to make it about herself. It's honestly just insane to me too because it's just embarrassing. Like nobody's going to be like, whoa, that was so cool. Like you knew the gender and they didn't. Like you got to be the one who announced it. So you're actually like more important. Hell yeah. But people like this don't care. They're emotionally immature and like all attention is good attention. It's like the people who wear white to a wedding and it's like, you know that everybody is like embarrassed for you, right? Like everybody hates you. They're not like impressed with you, but they don't care. It's like the attention is the currency. They don't care if it's good or bad. Moms who struggle with jealousy of their daughters are often also moms who give their daughters body dysmorphia and other struggles with their body. If a mom is jealous of her daughter, she may pick apart everything about her. And because the daughter isn't going to know why her mom is doing that and only hears all this negative talk that her mom is constantly spewing at her, she internalizes that as truth. People casually talk about this all the time and even joke about it online. Like this TikTok I saw. It says, anyone else's mom fat shame them. She just said, you're eating all that in the morning? Like, no, mom, I made it to feed the wall. And in researching for this video, I even saw this clip from Say Yes to the Dress, which was a great example of this happening.
I love it. But I don't like it.
You don't like this?
This is the dress you liked on the mannequin.
I love that dress. It's so pretty. Love the top. Yeah, not on Samantha. It's too much. I picked the dress because I seen it on the mannequin. It looked different. But on her, it's ugly. I don't like it.
Where the mom's just basically calling her daughter ugly. She was like, oh no, the dress is beautiful. I liked the dress on the mannequin. You're the problem. It's ugly because it's on you, my ugly fucking daughter. Like, why? What is going on in your head? It's just cruel. It's so cruel. And in this case, the fact that she was doing that in public, and not only in public, but on national television, it's like, yes, reality TV isn't necessarily reality, but like, let's say it is for a moment because this is something that happens all too often. The fact that she was that comfortable to exert this behavior in those circumstances just makes me wonder what she's comfortable doing in private. And of course, the term almond mom stems from moms like this. If you're unfamiliar with this term, it's based on the queen of almond moms, derogatory, Yolanda Hadid, because she once famously instructed her daughter and famous supermodel, Gigi Hadid, to have a couple almonds, chew them really well, when Gigi said she was feeling really weak from fasting and that she was really scared.
I'm feeling really weak. I have a couple almonds. I have a couple of almonds. Chew them really well because your stomach is not. Okay, I love you too, baby. Be safe.
I never watched Real Housewives, but it's pretty common pop culture knowledge that Yolanda's known to encourage her daughters to get most of their nutrition from lemon water and air. I jest, of course, but she has earned her title of almond mom in the worst way.
And then you gotta get back on your diet though. Because you know in Paris and Milan they like the girls just a tad on the skinny side. It's hard to exercise 6 days a week and it's hard to not eat any sugar and it's hard to have to eat salad every day, but this is the hardest from being on our diet.
I have to have a bite for good luck though.
But not too big. No, that's too big. The half of that. Gigi's in charge of her own diet, but to be on your best weight, you gotta make the right choices. This is you. You know what, Gigi? I think that's it. Yeah. I'll do this. How is it? I can't believe you just did that.
And a lot of women grow up with moms like this. What's really ironic is that this like severe controlling of what your daughter eats and doesn't eat usually just leads them to start eating whatever the fuck they want the second they move out, instead of developing a healthy and nourishing but also yummy and fulfilling middle ground relationship with food. This is like the almond mom household to McDonald's apartment pipeline. And you know what? I fucking love almonds, but I can't dip them in barbecue sauce. And I guess I physically can. Like, it's possible to do that, but it would have to be some sort of crime. Like, they'd lock me up, I think. Anyway, another jealousy issue that can come up for mothers with their daughters is in cases where the mother is still with the father. If they have any issues, or she feels like he's not giving her enough attention, or he's not being a great partner to her, but he's being a good dad to their daughter, as silly as it sounds, I've read that that can cause some subconscious resentment towards the daughter because the mom feels like her partner is putting her daughter before her. I feel like the best case study for this, if you'll allow me to use terms above my pay grade, is the infamous Ash Trevino. And if you want a full deep dive on her, there are a lot of really great ones on YouTube. I definitely recommend Izzy's video on her and Salem Tovar's videos on her. All of those are really interesting and well made, as both of their videos always are, so I'll link them all in the description. But for a quick recap of what I mean by her being an example of this phenomenon, here is a quick compilation.
My mom being jealous of me when I was little, having a better relationship with my dad than she did.
I mean, girl, that's his kid. That's his whole kid. But not you being jealous of a baby girl.
It's not that. It's just
She a daddy's girl. She said he better love me more than he calm down. He was in the he was in there making her. Okay, so he's gonna love her. Miss Girl was not. She was just.
It wasn't like that.
You love me.
I'm on live.
Okay.
What?
Mom, you look really cute.
Get off my live now.
Why?
Because. Do you want lip filler?
No, my lips are naturally big.
They're not that big, baby.
Okay, but they're big enough for me.
They're not that big.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah. My nose is so perfect.
No, your nose is not perfect.
Your nose ain't either.
Bye. Bro, let me have your account.
You see my red hair? Oh, you can see it real good online.
Bro, can I have your account?
I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her. Like, I feel like he loved her more than he loved me. And so, like, I took my anger out on her. And she doesn't even, like, hate me for that. Like, she doesn't even remember that.
You're not wearing those shorts.
they're cute though.
As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, another issue that comes up with this topic is moms who are way harsher on their daughters than they are on their sons. And speaking of a difference in treatment between men and women, I didn't want to do this, but I couldn't help but notice that Mr. Beast has more subscribers than I do, and I have to assume that's because I'm a woman. So if you guys could all just make sure you're subscribed, let's end the patriarchy and beat Mr. Beast. I think we can get there by my birthday, which again is February. #SharksBiteBeasts, alright? We can do it, guys. For feminism. Anyway, back to the issue at hand. One reason for the difference in treatment between sons and daughters is that moms were once young women, and they made mistakes that they regret that they don't want their daughters to make, or they had life experiences that they dread the thought of their daughters having. Like, if mom hoed around in high school and partied it up before she settled down, go off queen, we love that for her, but she may see her daughter go to leave the house and have all those memories flash before her eyes, but with her daughter in them instead. And instead of explaining that, because it would give her away as a less than perfect person, what comes out of her mouth is something along the lines of, there is no way you're leaving the house dressed like that. This is really frustrating because I just personally feel like every teenager should be able to make mistakes and learn from them. That's the age where you should be learning hard lessons and having little responsibility, because the rest of your life is work forever. I always hated the pressure to figure your shit out in high school because, first of all, you're literally in fucking school all day, every day. And then if you have a job and or a sport or other extracurricular after school, then you have to do that. And then you have to try and have a social life after that. And your body scientifically needs more sleep at that time to top it all off. It's actually extremely fucking stressful to be a high school age kid, and I would not go back for $1 million fucking dollars. I do miss cheer though. So if anybody wants to throw me up in a few basket tosses to get that out of my system, like a few times times a month, I would really appreciate that. My point though is let your kid make mistakes and learn just like you were able to. Of course you want them to be safe, but that's where you being someone that they feel comfortable talking to and trusting comes into play. And if your daughter feels like you hate her, then she probably won't feel comfortable talking to you or trusting you when it matters. Another factor in this projection is that the daughter could be making different life choices than the mother would have hoped for, and the mother's disappointed about that. Like the pageant moms who are living vicariously through their daughters and swear that the daughters love it, but the daughters are very clearly just doing it because the mom makes them.
Better, sweetie pie. Look what I got for you. I got money.
When she got up there, she started crying. She was excited though. I know she was.
Or differences in generational values or personal values can of course cause clashes. For example, very religious mothers with daughters who end up not religious might resent that daughter for turning out not the way she was supposed to.
You lying. This isn't fake. It's fake, right?
No, don't take off the bandage because it's healing.
This shit gotta be fake. Let me see.
No, don't take off the bandage because it's healing.
These type of moms seem to forget that you're raising a whole new person, not an extension of yourself. Your daughter's going to form her own personality and opinions because she has a brain of her own and she's going to have her own life experiences and values. She isn't your labubu. She's a whole person. I empathize completely with hoping your child grows up to share values that are important to you, but I don't empathize with then judging and condemning them if they don't. Because that's how you get them to murder everybody with their brain at the prom. Also, some moms are honestly just pick-me's or male-centered women who never grew out of it. So when they have children, they favor the son, and the daughter can never do anything right because of the mom's own internalized misogyny.
Cool. I like it, Adam. Yeah, I'm taking a video right now of Sophia opening. Adam, you want to get another present?
I have to help that.
Adam, what is that?
Like this TikTok, the mom is so focused on the son and resentful of the daughter for even having the nerve to be excited to show her something that even the dad is picking up on it. Like the dad is like, "Mom, do you want to watch her too?" And the mom is like, I'm taking a video of the kid I actually like right now. So it's an all too common trope that moms believe that their sons can do no wrong, echoing the very harmful and problematic expression, "Boys will be boys," while their daughter can never reach the impossible gold standard of excellence put forth before her. Girls are often raised with an expectation of maturity right out of the womb, immediately told that we mature faster and therefore we shouldn't be acting like children, even when we are children, while boys, even as grown-ass men, will have their behavior laughed off with "boys will be boys." This dynamic is not always the fault of the mother, but those are the cases we're talking about today.
I never thought that I would be that toxic boy mom. I love my 4 kids equally, but that last little boy just hits different. And now I feel like I'm having this existential crisis. Before I wouldn't be that mom, that toxic boy mom. He hits his sisters, he punches them. I'm like, maybe he's having a hard day. So when I think about my daughters getting married, I get excited, right? Think about their dresses, planning their weddings. When I think about my son's wedding, I want to cry. Boy mums, we've got to step up. We got to realize that we are the problem.
Like whether or not this specific creator is joking or being hyperbolic, which I don't feel like she is, these jokes will have a lasting effect on her daughters. She has jokes where she literally has her daughters in the videos, and the whole joke is how the son is her favorite.
Getting rid of my girls for the weekend so I have the fave child all to myself.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused. And I'm not your bra.
Like, even if it is a joke, her daughters are going to internalize that. And like, what's the joke? That you love one kid more than the rest of them?
Is that the joke?
If it isn't true, then what made you think of that joke in the first place? If it's rage bait, then why didn't you pick a different kid every video to like pretend to be your favorite? Why is it always your son? If a daughter is raised her entire life watching her brother get away with murder when she can't even breathe without being lectured about how she did it incorrectly, it's going to have a lasting effect on her mental health.
Happy birthday. Why y'all stop? Yeah, that's dry. Come on, y'all. Happy birthday, dear Janaya. Happy birthday to you. I want to put your face in it. Do that. Get a bowl of candles? No. Don't drop it. Watch it. Make a wish for her. Eyelashes are good. Maybe a quick smile to the camera. Ooh, that's and then a cute little something. Cute, I said cute. Hawk.
Like, she's looking at her daughter on her daughter's birthday with absolute just disgust and disdain, while her son's just like clinging onto her and loving on her. And it's not the son's fault, he's just a kid. But who set that system up? Another thing about being a woman that's interesting is the way that you're societally allowed to be a woman changes all the time. In the 50s, it was different than it was in the 70s, and so on. The expectations that society held of your mom are very different than the expectations that society is going to hold of you. Societal progress is the goal, and of course, in some ways we've regressed, but overall, because of the ongoing hard work and continued fight of feminism for women's rights and equal treatment, things might be different now than they were when your mom was your age. So for toxic moms, they might see their daughter do something that we in 2025 don't question and project her experiences onto that from when she was her daughter's age. Like, it almost makes me think back to the video earlier of the girl saying like, oh, I feel pretty, and her mom being like, what do you mean you're publicly declaring that you look pretty? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be quiet and humble. You know, that might just be kind of a generational thing that just comes off as mean. Alternatively, and often appearing at the same time as some of these other factors, unresolved trauma that a mother has suffered in her own childhood can often be subconsciously passed down when raising her own kids as the intergenerational cycle of abuse. If her mom raised her this way, it's what she knows. Or she may have even had it much worse with her own mother, so she resents her daughter because she gives her daughter what she perceives as a much better life than she had, and her daughter isn't grateful for that. The mothers hating their daughter's archetype isn't helped by the fact that mothers in our society are very often carrying the burden of emotional and physical labor in general. This makes them the default parent a lot of the time, and when you're the default parent, you are much more likely to get burnt out. If you're unfamiliar with the term default parent, it's what it sounds like. It's when one parent does way more of the actual parenting than the other, but this TikTok sums it up very nicely.
If you ask, most women will tell you that they are the default parent. They are the parent that is expected to drop everything for the kids. They are the preferred parent for the kids. They are the primary contact for the school. They are the person who knows what to bring to soccer practice. They are the default parent. And the other parent looks to the default parent to really pick up the slack when it comes to everything that has to do with the kids.
A parent who's burnt out is way more likely to come off as harsh or angry, when in reality, it's not that they hate their kid at all. It's just that they're doing way too much work for one person and they need a break. If mom is the only one disciplining it all and dad always gets to be the chill parent, kids and teenagers are usually not going to be able to see that for what it is, and instead, they're just gonna think, dad's cool and mom is mean and strict. What they might not realize until they're older is that dad probably can't find apples at the grocery store without calling mom for help. And of course, this is not always the case, but it is way too common of a dynamic, and it's worth mentioning as a reason that a lot of moms get looked at as the less fun parent. That being said, none of that gives you an excuse to go online and tell everybody how much your daughter fucking sucks and you hate her. I've come across a few videos of moms just telling everybody how much they fucking hate their daughter, basically, and they seem to think that it's in the name of authenticity, but all I can think of is if my mom had posted this and I saw it, I would no longer be talking to her. And this next TikTok was actually the inspiration for this entire video, because I could not believe how insane it was. I genuinely feel like, short of Casey Anthony, this was the I hate my daughter final boss.
So I walked into my 16-year-old daughter's room and I see her sitting on the floor, and I said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm raw dogging life. I said, I'm sorry, what? She said, I'm raw dogging life for 15 minutes. I said, what does that mean? She says, well, I'm gonna sit here with no electronics, no computer, no phone, no music, no nothing. I'm just raw dogging life. And I was like, I don't think you know what that means, because that is not you sitting on the floor of the home that I pay for in quiet. That's a vacation. Okay, that is not raw dogging life. Being in perimenopause while your kids go through puberty, That's raw dogging life. Laying in bed and thinking about how much money I'm going to spend throughout the day before my feet hit the floor. That's raw dogging life. Dealing with teenagers who are absolutely insane and say the dumbest shit. That is raw dogging. You are not raw dogging life. You're taking a mini vacation on the floor of this paid for home that you live in, that you don't pay no rent in. You don't know what raw dogging is. Ask a middle-aged woman what raw dogging is, because we'd be doing it all the damn time.
Okay, a few things. The raw dogging life thing was actually a trend that kids were doing to try and regain their attention spans. So you should actually be really fucking proud of her for taking initiative to regain her fucking attention span. Maybe you should try and get off your fucking phone for a second, alright? And if you walked in and she was sitting on her phone instead, I'm sure she'd be in trouble for that too, right? But also, parents that throw the "you're living in the house I pay for" thing in their kids' faces is always so crazy to me, because like, yeah, dude, that's the bare fucking minimum. Like, speaking of raw dogging, you decided to have kids, and now they live with you. Also, the perimenopause thing that she's talking about, how hard it is to go through, which I absolutely do not discredit, is actually often likened to a second puberty. So maybe have a little fucking empathy for your teenagers who are going through very similar, difficult hormonal fluctuations to you right now. So many of these types of moms have kids and then resent the kids for existing. It's like, if you didn't want kids to be around, you probably should have thought of that when you raw-dogged life. A concerning amount of this woman's content is dedicated to how much she fucking hates her kids. For example, she posted this.
I don't like it if you want things from me. Period. My best quality is my unwavering allegiance to myself.
And I can't imagine how hard it is to raise teenagers, okay? They do scare the living shit out of me. But this is something you show your partner or your friend or something, not something you share to the entire internet where your daughter's gonna see it. But she doesn't seem to be worried about that.
So yesterday, my 16-year-old daughter goes to work, and she frantically texts me when she...
Raising teenagers is like screaming endlessly into a void. Let me explain. Last week, I gave my daughter a credit card that she is to use when she gets gas. I am here to vent. I am not here for your judgment. I don't give two shits about what you're going to say. I'm here to say what I'm going to say, which is I have a 16-year-old daughter. I love her very much, but I literally just walked out of the house, got into my... So last night at 4:30 a.m., 16-year-old daughter thought it'd be a great idea to go into the kitchen and get some water.
Shut up, bitch!
Any or all of these issues can cause daughters to choose to go no contact with their mothers once they move out or have families or kids of their own. A wonderfully horrific example of this is the doormat mom. If you've had the absolute pleasure of never hearing her speak, she's a TikToker whose entire online presence is talking about how her daughter went no contact with her, even though she never did anything fucking wrong and she's a perfect fucking mom.
We didn't ask to be born. Well, if you really want to split hairs, we didn't ask to have you. When we decided to have a child, we decided to have a child. Not specifically you. You're the one who decided to win that race. And even though you did that unconsciously, by your own definition, doing anything unconsciously doesn't negate accountability. Ergo, you're just as accountable for being born as us. Capiche? Oh, and if you think that sounds ridiculous, that's how you sound to us.
Good parents fall into the situation of estrangement too. And it's not that they did anything wrong. It's the fault of their narcissistic victimhood mentality kids. And yet you're also ready to jump on the bandwagon of the child and shame parents who don't deserve it. That's so incredibly wrong. The reality is, if you really understood the full story, you might just change your mind. So don't be so ready to come in for the rescue, because you might be saving the wrong person.
No contact with adult children? Here are
are 3 major reasons why that happens from a trauma counselor.
That trauma counselor needs to go back to school, and another school, mind you. Holy moly. Really? Really? Is that what these kids feel is so traumatic in their life that they can't move forward? We're not taking accountability for what we've done as parents. We're not validating their emotions, and we're not respecting their boundaries as adult kids. Man, if those are the only issues they have with us as being parents, they must have had a pretty damn good life. You, lady, are just a bane on parents' existence, and you're weakening our kids from ever being able to survive in this world. Oh man, have a good day. If you're a loving grandparent and your estranged adult kids refuse to allow you to see your grandkids, whether it be at the holidays or always, then you find out that those kids are going to be in a Christmas concert and you're local. Don't not show up. Sit in the back if you have to, but take in the joy that comes from watching them perform. You deserve it. And they deserve to know that you're there for them and that you love them and you support them. It sends a strong message to everyone involved, but especially and most importantly, those kids.
She even started a Facebook group for other moms whose kids are no contact, and then wrote a book detailing what went down between her and her daughter, from her point of view, of course, and how parents should learn to never let these piece of shit kids boss them around when they are perfect. Luckily for us, Psychology for Dr. Anna read it, so we don't have to. I'll link her full video below, but Dr. Anna detailed the book in her video, of course, and it's basically just a smear campaign on her daughter, and Doormat Mom released it intentionally the week of her daughter's wedding, and she still somehow thinks that she is the victim in all of this. Not every mom who has a rocky relationship like we talked about today with their daughter has narcissistic personality disorder or even narcissistic traits. I think that word is actually thrown around way too much, but I would imagine that the Doormat Mom probably does fit that box. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it right there. Doormat Mom is about where my I can't fucking take it anymore threshold is reached, so for more videos, check out my second channel, brookesharks Bites, where I post beauty and lifestyle content. A lot of you guys comment asking for a makeup or a hair tutorial, and I do already have both up on my second channel. Also, I do always post whatever lip I'm wearing in these videos in the description for you guys. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and you can join my Patreon. I post some extras over there, and I have a Patreon exclusive Discord. Thanks again to Kitsch for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for checking out Kitsch. Don't forget to beat the shit out of the like button and murder the subscribe button, and if you're feeling crazy, you can give birth to and then subsequently resent the bell. I'll see you soon with another video.